All right, so Ken, if you've watched hockey in Canada over the past 3 decades, you know you can't get to hockey without going through Don Cherry. So what's your reaction to his firing?
Well, I thought it was warranted. It's been a long time coming, several decades in the making, I would say. I think the thing that strikes me most about this was this was not an isolated incident. It wasn't a one-off transgression. It was a pattern of behavior that we've seen over the past 25, 30 years, so I'm not surprised.
Well, let's take a look at that pattern of behavior, because he's made some, we'll call them controversial comments. 2003, the CBC received at least 1,500 complaints when Don Cherry complained about Canada's lack of involvement in the Iraq War. In 2013, he said he didn't believe that female reporters should have access to locker rooms. And last year, he appeared to deny the existence of climate change, calling those who did believe in it, quote, cuckaloos. So what makes this time different? Because clearly Don Cherry has not changed. Is it that the world around him has changed?
Yeah, well, let's not forget also he called Russians liars and cheats, and he said that only Europeans and Francophones wear visors. So let's not forget those things as well. Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is that the world changed and Don Cherry refused to do so. He stayed true to his beliefs, and I think that's eventually what probably was the big part of his demise.
We got to ask the question about the system around him that allows for him to go on the air and say stuff like this. Because, as we said, there's evidence that he's been doing it for years, and left to his own devices, he was going to continue doing it. I got to wonder about the people around him who would just give him the keys and say, yeah, go off, go where you're going to go.
Well, he definitely had the keys to the kingdom. If you talk to any staffers at Hockey Night in Canada, they'll tell you that what Don said pretty much went.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could talk about anything that he was going to talk about in any way. Like that was an edict, and it was very much the Don and Ron show. And I mean, Don Cherry was hired more than 30 years ago to provide commentary as a former coach about what went on the ice. But sooner or later he became a parody of himself, and then we saw the crazy suits and the crazy comments, and I mean that you outlined a lot of them right there.
All right, we only have a few seconds left, but the rumor is that Brian Burke could be replacing him at least on a temporary basis. What's your thought on that?
I think that would be a great choice. He's not too far removed from a career as a general manager. I think anybody who's watched him in the short time that he's been on television as an analyst would say that he's done a very good job, and he's very, very insightful. And I would look, personally, I would look much forward to, getting tangible sort of information from someone rather than, having someone telling the kids to go cover the points.
Ken, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.